touch it, touch it.
It's 2025. After Easter done, it's Carnival. So we are started on Saturday, May 10th. We're all heading to the E.T. Joshua Tarmac for the launch of Vincemas 2025, the most epic festival in the Caribbean, with the best in pan, calypso, and the biggest soca artists in the world. Let's go.
Boom 106.9, the sound setter of radio.
Never got no one that back calling me splurge. Let me jump right out the curve.
New year, different lane.
We gon' spin and kill everybody. And we telling now. Bend that over, let that breathe. Shake that.
Boom 106.9.
Hands on your knees.
Unleash the sound revolution now on Boom 106.9.
You're watching IKTV, channel 112. It's all about you.
For that.
Paddler's Diapers. Paddlers for comfort, care, and cost. Absorbent, long-lasting diapers for babies and adults. I will only give my loved ones the best. Paddlers are available at Lanes and selected distributors. Lanes, the family store for value.
This isn't just a run. With each step begins a new journey. A journey of determination, persistence, and self-discovery. With each step, I am back on a quest to push myself beyond expectations, beyond standards. Each stretch, a reminder of the flexibility of the human spirit. With each step, I am breaking barriers. As I push to the finish, I'm filled with pride. Not just for what I've achieved today, but for the journey that has brought me here. This isn't just a run. It's a testament to the human spirit, and I am here for it. Island Sips. Beyond standards, beyond expectations, beyond water.
Meet Mom. She's not just the wake up at the crack of dawn, make breakfast and pack bags kind of mom. She also gets her fitness game on. Yeah, she's the don't let anyone forget anything kind of mom. At the same time, she's the runs her own business, closing deals kind of mom, who finds time to get down and boogie with the kids after school, remodel the house, bake cake, host dinner, and even play her favorite game at the end of the day kind of mom. So let's celebrate mom, because to us, she's so much more.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. "85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you."
You're watching IKTV, Channel 112. It's all about you.
Can you not have an orgasm for that?
Shop with confidence at Quartz. Get the lowest prices guaranteed. Get appliances, furniture, electronics, and so much more. If you find a lower price on any other products elsewhere, we'll match the price. Plus, we'll give you back 110% of the difference. Shop with confidence only at Quartz. Bringing value home. Special conditions apply.
Boom 1069, the sound setter of radio.
Don't got no money back calling me splurge. Why me jump right off the curb?
New year, different lane.
We gon' spin and kill everybody. And we're telling now. Bend that over, let that breathe. Shake that.
Boom 1069.
Hands on your knees.
Unleash the sound revolution now on Boom 1069.
You're watching IKTV, Channel 112. It's all about you.
Omg In The Morning, lighting up SVG on Boom 1069. Putting the airwaves on red alert. Boom Blast Friday on 1069.
Back to the future. Boom 1069 gives you 15 minutes of the biggest throwbacks.
Remember, you can't done. X-rated. That make the woman excited. Like a poem it is recited, X-rated. Make the girl get haunted. Fool man them a say, oh, said that woman can done. Tell them say the woman don't come to done. Oh, said that woman can done. Tell them say the woman them can done. One choke, one wash, then you turn it down, girl. Put me your foot and next man welcome. One choke, one wash, then you turn it down, girl. Put me your foot and next man welcome.
It's raining, my body's calling. I'm in need of my darling. He will want a fire, and I'm hearing baby. Come on, babe, me put it in the pina colada. On the way in the rain, on the way always with me. I dare not complain. My baby got me balling, balling out from pain. But that's the way I want it, because me body moves. What me say?
So tell the nigga of the night. I am the nigga of the night. How when me lock off the light. How when me lock off the light. How when me slam my body right. How when me slam my body right. The girl all I make now. But in the nigga of the night. But in the nigga of the night. When me a walk the same way. When me a walk the same way. The girl a lead on a bride. The girl a lead on a bride. I like a donkey she bride. Welcome the girls, them sugar. The girl, them need this nigga, yeah. Welcome the girl, them sugar. The girl, them need this nigga, yeah. Welcome the girls, them sugar. The girl, them need this nigga, yeah. Welcome the girls, them sugar. Megasa. Oh na 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 na. Oh na 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 na. Oh na 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 na. Oh na 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 na. It's all about Romy and the big fat sister Naomi. You two of them claims that them know me. All them argument throw me. The boy that name Romy and the mooring sister Naomi. You two of them claims that them know me. All them argument throw me.
Hey, Patsy and you, gal, Jim. I hear she on the teeth from close and Miss Queen. I hear she rough locking up through all of them. See, come again. Just all of them me go to Japan. When? What kind of money them spend? Yen. 5 or 4 and 9, where they want it? 10. So me hear your teeth some money. When? See, come again. When again?
Sometimes I wonder I'll never make it to this world with a heaven new.
Back to the future.
And sometimes it seems that this world closing ahead of me, and there's no way of breaking free. And then I see you reach for me. Sometimes I wanna give up, I wanna give in, I wanna quit the fight. And then I see you, baby, and everything's alright. And everything's alright. When I see you smile, I can face the world. Oh, you know I can do anything. When I see you smile, I see your rings of life. Oh, I see you shining right through the way now. When I see you smile, oh girl, baby, when I see you smile at me, oh baby, I don't know my lady, I don't know see baby, yeah.
You got a fast car, I wanna take it to anywhere. Maybe we can make a deal. Maybe together we can get somewhere. Any place is better. Starting from zero, got nothing to lose. Maybe we can make something better. But me, myself, I got nothing to prove.
Follow me, no man.
I got a plan to get us out of here. Been working at convenience stores. Managed to save a little bit of money. We won't have to drive too far. Just across the border and into the city.
Follow me, no
I
man.
can both get jobs and finally see what it means to be living.
Follow me, no man.
I remember.
Now do me a beg, no, please hold it down.
Now do me a beg, no do me a beg, no please hold it down. Now me say do me a beg, no do me a beg, no please hold it down. Now do me a beg, no do me a beg, no please hold it down. You see fi watch people business, to hold it down. You see fi chat people business, to hold it down. And then you go on bad mind now, to hold it down. And you go on covetous now, to hold it down. And you go on envious now, to hold it down. So do me a beg, no do me a beg, no please hold it down. Now do me a beg, no do me a beg, no please hold it down. Me say do me a beg, no do me a beg, no please hold it down. Now do me a beg, no do me a beg, no please hold it down. When me know a little youth and him name George Young. Now him pick up the badness from him small and him young. The other day him borrow and I'm bridging Magnum. And him lamp and him and look somebody fi took down. A rap patrol pass and him shoot him down.
Someone no want no woman and the girls them son off. Man no want no woman and the girls them son off. Someone no want no woman and the girls them son off. Man no want no woman and the girls them son off. Me ball, them have a fun. Yes, them have a fun. Them have a fun. Them have a fun. Yes, them have a fun. Them have a fun. Them have a fun. Yes, them have a fun. Anyway, when I know woman, yes, them have a fun.
Lord, I can't take it no more. Give me money, woman.
Back to the future.
I can't take it no more. Give me money, woman, you give me. After half, I take off the girl with son. Laugh over me and then take it for fun. Then we come back and we go talk to Blossom and she got left me all on one and I run. Searching for a girl and we couldn't get none. When we find one, she said we have it here. No, we confused and we don't know every time that I'm going to come back and go and you kids down. Lord, we can't take it no more. Everybody who want to look at me. Lord, we can't take it no more.
Hey, everybody can put. Hey, me ball, work your body, girl, work your body, girl inna the party. Work your body, girl, work your body, girl inna the party. Dance it, keep and it full of girl picking it. Music a play and everybody feel irate. Watch the girls, them just a work them body. Work them body, inna the party.
I coulda who say granny no miserable. If you live with your granny, you will turn granny too. Who say granny no love the cussing? For me granny, she cuss me everything. Granny,
stop hollering out my name.
Granny,
you calling me name in vain.
Granny,
where you are call me for?
Me so left for you and go live with mama.
Imagine, I can't take this country what we live in. Look how much money we have pay for chicken. Rice and flour and corn meal is a sin. Want buy a milk and me can't buy the tin. Can't even get sugar now to do some sweetening. As soon as the Jamaica go live in a parade. Oh Lord have mercy, I have to sing. Oh no, help me now. I used to turn corn meal and give me that, but that was long before it raised. See a boy, I can't turn corn meal no more on me yard, cause things get hard, yeah, oh Lord. Me say nowadays, rice gone up, oh Lord, chicken gone up, flour, it gone out of space. Wheel up a rhythm there, I can't catch the note here. Come again one more time there for me. Oh, hear me now.
Granny,
stop hollering out me name.
Granny,
oh you calling me name in vain.
Granny,
oh you call me name for?
Me so left you, I go live with mama. Who said granny no miserable? If you grow with your granny, you will turn granny too. Who said granny don't love the cussing? For me granny man, she cuss me everything.
Putting the airwaves on Red Alert. Boom Blast Friday on 106.9.
And by right, we should sit up of the morning to the grandmothers. And happy Mother's Day in advance to every single one of you, the mothers, the grandmothers, the expecting moms, those of you who tried, but for whatever reason, not so fortunate. Good morning to every single one of you. The fathers as well. Good morning, every single one of you. The best part of waking up. Who's studying coffee when OMG is on in the morning? Every morning. Who wants coffee? Hey, if you're having a cup of bush tea right now, wherever you are. I know some of y'all like y'all chocolate, the cocoa. Man, it could be Ovaltine and all, as long as you're inside with us. Good morning, 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 morning. Good morning to the early risers. Good morning. Angela. Morning, Shady. Before the morning ends, make sure Angela gets her wetty beats. Please and thanks. Good morning, let me see. And morning, Fitzmore. Morning, Arnold. Blessing, Maureen. Anu. George, Gwyneth, Roslyn. Morning. Chanel, good morning. Canula. Morning, darling. Morning. Michael. Morning. All your morning. Bernadette, welcome. Morning, all your morning. Get up. Call somebody. Wake up somebody. Today ain't the time to be sleeping late. Today is not that day when anybody should be sleeping late. We got things to talk, but enough time now day. So we're not sticking, we're not stalling, we're crossing over inside 7 o'clock and we getting the ball rolling right away. Morning. Welcome aboard OMG on Friday morning. Get on up, get yourselves ready. Together, we face this beautiful morning that we have here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines and the rest of the world over. Good morning to every single one of you. DJ Shady and the Fugitive signing in.
SVG starts with OMG in the morning on the trending station. OMG in the morning, lighting up SVG on Boom 1069.
Some of them love to do you bad. They tripping, cause the only man I face God. And let them know sometime it ain't worth it. The more the negativity, the more the curses. So take it people and let we do the thing. The more we work together, you know we going. It's not a warning, but a statement I'm making. It's a circle we live in. I had to tell you guys, come on. When she get you, she's up. What you get, you have to take. What you give is what you get. I said to do good by you and do good by people. To make the universe man. Yeah, do good by you is good over evil. To make the universe man. Yeah. The things I see, that is only you know. I cannot even trust my own people. Bad mind today, on our own people. Too much pretenders and too much meat, oh. So take it people and let we do the thing. The more we work together, you know we going. It's not a warning, but a statement I'm making. It's a circle we live in. I had to tell you guys, come on. When she get you, she's up. What you get, you have to take. What you give is what you get. I said to do good by you and do good by people. To make the universe man. Yeah, do good by you is good over evil.
All you know
to make the universe man.
Girl, you're rude and your attitude is a problem when you go down. And when you give me that,
this is much called big enough. Boom, 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 boom.
So down. I just have the request. Put me up to the test. Nothing more, nothing less. Let we rock it down in these S. Baby, don't take this the wrong way. There's only one thing I want you to do for me now. Bounce it down for me, baby. Bounce it down for me, girl. Bounce it down for me, bounce it, baby. Bounce it down for me, bounce it, girl. Bounce it down for me, baby. Bounce it down for me, girl. Bounce it down for me, bounce it, baby. Bounce it down for me, bounce it. And then you go down low, come up slow. Baby girl, you're too bad. And then you
go down low. Jimmy! Morning, Jimmy, my brethren. Brooklyn, New York City is on the inside. Morning. Jimmy, I'm not even sure why every time I call your name, Leon does come to mind automatically. Not even sure why. Shout out Leon as well. Leon, you need to be listening this morning, brethren. Telling you now. Capone, morning. Deborah, morning. Helen, good morning. Morning. Let's go. Hey, before we even go further, let me say a special good morning to my little baby girl, my little black angel, my pumpkin princess, all the students at GHS, all the students across St. Vincent and the Grenadines who will be setting CXC exams today, in particular mathematics. Yeah, wishing them the very best of luck. Good grades only. And you know, speaking about good grades, you gotta shout out them fellas up in the hills one time. Got it all locked. Boom, OMG in the morning. Now, like I told you all yesterday or even 2 days ago, this morning we're talking CBI. And I am thinking that it is important that even in my capacity as an ordinary citizen who have a bit more knowledge than the ordinary man on the street when it comes to the CBI program. You know, even before NDP started talking about CBI, I think I can go as far back as, was it 2017-ish? After Hurricane Maria in Dominica. I remember I sat on a flight coming back from New York, and we touched down in Barbados, and I met, from the flight from New York, I met with a brethren of mine from, Cecil is his name, from Dominica. Prominent activist, political activist in Dominica as well. And we were talking about how quickly it was for Dominica to begin their recovery process following the passage of Hurricane Maria back then. And he introduced me then to what's called the CBI program. And you can go for yourself and check and see the sort of infrastructure that was put in place following the devastation of Dominica by Hurricane Maria in 2017. So I've been told about it from since then, and I started wondering, well, boy, how is it we can't jump on something like this? And by reading, I found out that Dominica, like present day, Dominica is in with CBI, over 30 years. The oldest one in the entire world would be St. Kitts. St. Kitts is where it actually got started, Small St. Kitts, smaller than St. Vincent and the Grenadines, St. Kitts. 40 years. St. Kitts has been leading the world, the entire world, with their CBI program. For whatever reason, in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, it has been trivialized down to just a phrase of "me nah sell passport" for whatever reason. And I think it is disingenuous, it is dishonest, it is misleading. It serves no purpose than to, in my view, keep Vincentians backward, keep Vincentians in despair, keep Vincentians wanting, keep Vincentians as independent as we are as a people, to keep us as dependent as can be. So we always have to come with a bowl. The mission is not this. Listen, for whatever reason here, it's like whenever you talk the truth, whenever you present facts, for whatever reason that equates to an attack on the government. I don't know why. It could only mean that maybe even you yourself agrees that the government over and over has been found lying to us. That's my only conclusion. You to yourself, deep down within you, you are agreeing that over and over the government has been found lying to us as Vincentians, as a people. Hence the reason why every single time you present truth, every single time you present factual information, for whatever reason, your conclusion is that, oh, you attacking the government. That's not me. That's on you. I am responsible for what I say. You are responsible for how you interpret what I say. You understand? So, for far too long, Vincentians have been told that the CBI program means that we are selling away our citizenship. We are selling passports. At the end of the day, my intention is for you to come to your own conclusion. I am not forcing anything on you. I'm just going to be presenting things that I know. Hopefully, it aids you in making your decision at the end of the day. So, it's up to you to decide whether you want to be burdened by a $3 billion national debt or a debt to GDP of what, 93.6%, or you want to be burdened with what is it again? What is that figure? 577, not even sure if any was added to it. $577 million debt to Taiwan. You can decide if you, your children, or children's children want to be burdened by that, or you go for something that offers a peace of mind, less taxation, assistance in paying salaries, paying wages, ensuring that salaries and wages are paid. Something that offers us a better chance at lowering the national debt than the seemingly only way of taxation. Something that offers you the opportunity to finally be able to sleep at night. The peace of mind. I ain't saying anything on anybody. At the end of the day, you can decide. But I just believe that there's too much propaganda. There is a group of fellas, a handful, just a handful, a mere handful, who seemingly set out on a mission to mislead and misguide and be dishonest and just find things and take them out of context and fit them to a narrative that suits their purpose of tricking or fooling Vincentians into knowing what the truth really is. What is the reality of so many countries across the globe? Developing countries, developed countries, countries who are doing far better than we are doing. That is their reality. And for whatever reason, there is a handful of people who set out on a mission to tell us that a CBI program is equivalent to us selling out the country, us selling out our citizenship, us selling out passports. I'm going to put a spoke in the propaganda machinery. I think I want to start. Shady, give me the first one. Tag somebody. Listen. Tag your friends. Tag your friends, call your friends, and let your friends know that we inside this morning. This is the most recent one that they're going around with. And 2 days ago, they shared this one. And 2 days ago, they actually tagged me, because they like calling me out. I mean, I would honestly call them out from time to time. So 2 days ago, they tagged me in this, and I've been asking them, I've been begging them, I've been playing with them. Prove to me that this is a recent video. It's a video of Gaston. Not Slim Gaston, Big Gaston. That is the first sign of dishonesty. Because they're giving you the impression that that big fella in that video in the yellow jacket is recent Gaston. We've seen Slim Gaston from a couple of days ago. We'll get to that video. But I want to start with this first one, because this is the one that they're using to try and bamboozle the minds of Vincentians. This is the one that they're using now, recently, to try and say to you that this is the stance that's taken. This is the stance that is taken now by Prime Minister.
You know, the reality is now that CIP programs, citizenship and investment programs in Europe, in the Caribbean, and elsewhere, they're under threat. The European Union would have taken legislation to its parliament. Well,
go again? Okay.
Well, you know, the reality is now that CIP programs, citizenship and investment programs in Europe, in the Caribbean, and elsewhere, they're under threat. The European Union would have taken legislation to its parliament a week ago. And they would have passed it, one in which they're giving countries the option to do away with their CIP programs in order to continue to to have Schengen visa-free status into Europe, or to continue the program and they stop them from having visa-free access into the Schengen region. Because if you don't have access into the visa-free access into the Schengen visa-free area, then clearly it will undermine the viability of these programs. Because a lot of people who literally get our citizenship is also to get access, visa-free access into that region.
Hope you get the gist of, but you must have seen it going around. Now, this is 2023. Now, what happened there? The EU pulled up. Dominica was included, and the country of Vanuatu. I think that's up in the Pacific Ocean. But they pulled up Dominica, for example, simply because Dominica dating back 30 years. Where we are now with intelligence gathering, we were not there 30 years ago, 25 years ago. So there are one or two applicants who fell through the crack, unscrupulous, involving criminal activities. So the EU putting down its foot after doing careful due diligence on some of the characters, some of the players, some of the investors in Dominica and in several countries. So they basically said, listen, and this is 2023, they came and they said, listen, y'all need to get y'all act together, or else when it comes to doing business with anybody across the EU, y'all gonna have problem with the CBI program. Hence the reason why not only Dominica, Antigua, Barbuda, Grenada, St. Lucia, St. Kitts, they came together and they decided that they will go to the EU and they will have a discussion with the EU. So that video that they're sharing 2 days ago, trying to give you the impression that that is the stance of Gaston Brown within recent times, tell them they lie. That is 2 years ago. Since in 2023, now y'all remember CELAC. CELAC came here, was it in 2023? I think it was in November. Even before CELAC came to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, CELAC had a meeting with CBI countries across the OECS and EU. Right? So the EU as well as CELAC, the Community of Latin America and Caribbean States. There was a meeting, there was a summit held in Brussels that included the CBI countries across the OECS. So all these discrepancies that were found by the EU, all these claims, all these sanctions that the EU were threatening with, back then they were discussed and they were addressed in that summit since in 2023. Now, remember, Dominica was hauled before the coals by the EU. The other countries could have thrown Dominica under the bus. We can go back to even leading up to 2015, because Dominica, it's not that there are issues with the CBI program, but we know that Skerrit had been called up several times for unscrupulous activities, even with something that is different from the CBI program. You can go to Al Jazeera and check it out for yourself. What they call it? Golden Passport, I think is the name of that, back in 2015 leading up to our general elections. Even then, Skerrit was hauled before the coals. St. Vincent and the Grenadines was implicated in that same Al Jazeera video back in 2015 for also selling passports just like Dominica. 2015. You could go check it out for yourself. Don't take my word for it. Now, the point I'm making, Dominica, the other countries could have left Dominica out in the cold. They could have thrown them under the bus. But they said, no, we're going to take a unified front. We're going to get together and we're going to strengthen our approach in addressing the concerns of the EU. Present day. So if you notice, it's no longer Dominica speaking for themselves. It's no longer Grenada speaking for themselves, or St. Lucia, or St. Kitts. It's a unified approach where it is representation across the OECS region from these countries. So there's a unified effort now going forward. So don't let them fool you. All these concerns that they're talking about with the EU bringing down hammer and the EU threatening about bringing the CBI program to an end, and that was since 2023. That was since 2023. Don't let them fool you. No. Here's another one. Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit. He announced, now this is 2024, that within the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, with the Citizenship by Investment Program, they have agreed to take joint actions to address concerns raised by the European Union and other partners. Remember, the US also had their concerns, right? So they've been in touch with the EU. They've met with the EU as early as January in 2024. A delegation met to address the concerns of the EU. And then following that, they met with the US going forward. I know that there are some of you with concerns about the safety and the security of the program. Now, the EU as well as the US says, listen, in terms of the regulation, there must be a unified approach. So, it ain't gonna be Dominica doing their own due diligence or Grenada doing their own due diligence. Everybody gonna have access to the same database. So, if an applicant figure, well, boy, all right, he didn't get you with the EU, he didn't get you with the US, he didn't get you with any parts of the UK, then he try one of them countries down in the Caribbean because they think ain't set up like how the thing set up internationally. No, it ain't working like that. Everybody sharing the same database. So the FBI is involved, Interpol is involved, CIA is, listen, any one of those international investigative bodies that you can think about, they are involved now with doing due diligence, and everybody have access to the same database. So what you might miss in Dominica, you could pick it up in Grenada. What you might miss in Grenada, you could pick it up in St. Kitts. Somebody want to get inside the action from Ollie? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let me end that one. Good. Like, seriously? Good morning. Alright. Well, you can call back 4511069. I want to try to wrap this up as early as 8:30. Who's calling? Good morning.
Morning, brother.
Morning, welcome.
You know, we've been talking way back about the...
Go straight, Hamo, because...
Yes, I know, but what I'm saying is that you have to give me some credit, man. I'm the only man who's speaking about it and sending documents to your station and sending to Friday.
Hamo, go straight to the point.
The point I want to make, right, I just want to make it clear here again. This Hamilton here could tell you that the problem is Mr. Al Gonsalve. It has nothing to do with Curtis King and the others, because I know what Mr. Gonsalve is made up of. And let me say it the way it is. And so in the newspaper, you're seeing foreign operatives will steal CBI money while Gonsalve, pictures next to it. You see in the front of the newspaper, again, Mr. Gonsalve literally slamming the CBI. Now, again, in front of me, another document, Mr. Gonsalve calling those people in the CBI hooks. And then I'm saying, don't make it sound like if they, because you and I and the majority of people in the Caribbean, we're very sure of what CBI is doing. And don't just talk about what happened in Dominica. So when Mario lick it up, Dominica, the same year, the Prime Minister Skerrit giving authorization to increase the salary and double bubble. Let's repay, not double bubble, but bonuses. And then I'm saying again, just reach last year. So we make it clear what's going on, who the problem be. Last year, we had the hurricane that hit the southern part of the Caribbean, left of Grenada.
Still fighting.
And you know what happened? God bless you, Grenada Prime Minister. They're checking out who to. Let me read this one thing and come up. Because let me tell you something. All they want information, contact the Fuji, that station. I'm going to send more information again. Thousands of documents to send. Let me just get this information in. I was so proud of Grenada, my brother. Proud of Grenada, Ralph Gonsalve. Ralph Gonsalve are talking to you. You are the problem, not the puppets around you. You are the problem. Say Ralph Gonsalve name out because I want you to go.
Stick to the point. Let's go.
Okay. Grenada Citizen by Investment Program has recorded a breaking year record in 2023, raising 1.1 billion. You see a big graph. 2023, 2024, 2022, 2021 going back. Citizen 1.1 billion. Mr. Ralph Gonsalve, how the hell could you be? Let me tell you the problem. The problem with CDI is that European Union can't tell Grenada and the Caribbean what to do. What their concern has to do is that you're going to bring in some kind of a terrorist and cause a danger to the region. And I could tell you, there's a memorandum of understanding. Memorandum where literally a memorandum of agreement that all of the Caribbean countries, the 15 countries doing it, that they come together to do due diligence. This is what they used to speak about. Let me end it by saying, ladies and gentlemen, we don't hate Ralph Gonsalve. Mr. Gonsalve, what have you in position that if God forbid another hurricane hit us, Citizen Investment Program not only to stop one hurricane, it also helps you to pay the tourism sector. There are all these wars going on in the agriculture sector, and that is what keeps these countries. And I'm saying, we don't have to wait until election. We demand Ralph Gonsalve get out today.
Okay, all right, okay, Hamo, okay, all right. Listen, yes, Dad. Let me take this one. Good morning.
My brother Fuji.
Morning, welcome.
Welcome. Thank you, man. Listen, me not shout Shady. Shady is the one who will bring out the phone, so me not will get you. I'm not shouting Shady.
What's up? You saw the video that they've been sharing since from 2023, right?
Yes.
Trying to get the impression that yesterday came out.
Well, remember the Prime Minister himself just last week, I think in the week there, either in the week or last week. There was a headline about him talking about the same thing with the EU. You see, the sweet thing about this, Fuji, and Adriana usually always says it. She always said the internet is unbeatable. And it's something that Ralph is yet to accept. Yeah. Out here, everybody has something in their hand, a little computer in their hand daily. All it takes is just to go on the little computer. Exactly.
How to use it.
But we are seeing more and more in the discourse of our political landscape. It seems more and more people start to use them. Because now people are questioning this whole reality here about the CIB, the Citizenship by Investment Programs. Now I was looking at the video last night again of Gaston speaking. And one of the things that jumped out, how many people knew that Brian Adams had a Vincent passport?
But not only Brian Adams, you see the long list.
Of course.
You see the list of names that he shared there, right?
Of course.
What exactly is Gaston implying when he made the statement? And then he shared that list of names. Not only Brian Adams' girlfriend is
girlfriend, not wife, girlfriend. Not wife. You see, here's the thing, Fuji, and for years we've been saying, as a matter of fact, Elsa Crick himself, who was the Prime Minister's spokesperson at the time, basically said, this is what the man does be doing. You know what I mean?
15 or 16
and I remember vividly that the Prime Minister himself stated that they could already want nobody now get citizenship or get any kind of license to operate in St. Vincent except to him. That was one time when some persons were supposed to come do some work for the NDP, and he bragged about that. People just forget. We don't forget them things, eh? Because you implicate yourself, you put yourself in the thing, and then you always try to. No, look. I'm going to read something here for the public to remember. Tell me what the government meant when they said this. Right? In other revenues, this is in Parliament speaking,
Right.
about monies that they were supposed to collect for the budget. And this is them speaking in Parliament. The total collections from other revenues. Now, other revenues are when they already lay out the budget. This is just for people to get a quick understanding. When they lay out the budget and then I know where they get the rest money from. So they say other receipts. Instead of other receipts, you might say other receipts. So, tell me what the government meant when they said this. The total collections from other revenue failed to realize its estimated collection of $7,923,080, falling short by $3,004,296.67. 3 items exceeded projections by $1,356,011.78, while 8 items recorded shortfall of $4,360,308.45. Listen this now. 1 item recorded nil revenue. The revenue of $1,086,489.28 collected for the sale of passport.
Repeat the last part. I know exactly where you're coming from. Repeat the last part.
The revenue of $1,086,489.28 collected for the sale of passport.
What do you mean the sale of passport? The sale, that's St. Vincent you're reading.
That's
the audit report of 2009-2010 in St. Vincent and the Grenadines you're reading from the Kelson.
Yes, please. Yes, sir.
Read the last part there again.
Yes, sir. The revenue of $1,086,489.28 collected for the sale of passports represented 22% of other revenue collected.
22% of everything else that was collected.
That everything else was collected. But I have a question for people. What do they think when they hear the term alien land holding licenses mean? What do you think that means? You see, again, I always tell people, the Prime Minister and his mouthpieces, they know how to appeal to the emotion, not to the intellect. And they always try to put you in an emotional state. You see how they try to use people's love for country against them? Do you remember in 2021 PUD? In February 2021, the Prime Minister sat down in front of cameras on TV and tell us, in the next 2 months we are not going to be able to pay salaries. Do you remember that?
I remember it, yeah.
Meeting thing here was the first person to break that story. The moment the meeting ended, I got a call. I put it out on Facebook. I remember standing when he was on here. Was the first person to come and tell me I talk part.
No money.
They tell me I talk nonsense. But he sells no money in a day. No, not to take you off of what you earn, but I'm going to type in right here. That is why when they tell you the consolidated fund, consolidated fund is in deficit. That is what it means. So when the other morning, I think it was Minx or whoever does behind here, say me a talk nonsense. How is it that the government could be borrowing money? Ask them why it is that the Minister of Finance, Mr. Camilo Gonzalez, wrote and basically not a letter, but to get to say we give you permission to pay salaries. I still have a copy of that.
You can see your files and you're not sharing, brethren. You have files and you're not sharing.
Come on. I don't have to hide some of the bullets too when the time comes now. You know what I mean?
Alright.
So with that, when they're fighting down the CIP, just look at what happened. Let me just say this quickly. Just look at what happened. Now you have the EU and America say to the CIP countries, listen, we don't mind doing your CIP, but we must be able to ascertain who you give them passports. Because you know why?
Well, what is wrong with that? What is wrong with that?
Why? Because nothing is wrong with that. Because at the end of the day, people are looking for ways to get to these very countries. And that is for some of them, that is the ultimate goal, to get to these very countries. Now, let me just say this here. The Prime Minister, you remember the Prime Minister come, we are not owned by the EU. Them are colonizers and this and that. And we not care what they think. But all of a sudden, when it suits you, you're wondering what they think and how they go feel and what they go do. The other day, as Gaston said, as well as the lady on the program said, when they talk about the Cuban thing, well, put up in arms, he basically ball. So what's the problem?
All right, everybody. All right. Good. Now, we have some commercials coming up. We're going to go there and then we're going to come right back because I have some information that I want to share from the IMF when we come back. Now, a point that Kenson made there, all the EU wants to do, and the US, is to ensure that the passport, the respective countries, the passport, is in proper standing. So they don't want to know that there is somebody out there from whichever country with a Vinci passport or a Grenadian passport or a Haitian passport and they are involved in dark activities, criminal activities, money laundering, all sort of notorious kind of crimes, and that's all they want to ensure. Which means that approach helps us in the long run, because as long as they can get this information, as long as they're satisfied with the works being put in by the respective countries, doesn't that put us in good standing where our passports are concerned? Tell me if that makes sense. As long as they know that, well, boy, our passports are not being given to criminals. We don't know who our passports are being given to because we don't know what is in place for due diligence. Sean, manage, brethren. It's not a matter of selling our passports for $200,000. We don't know how much our passports are being sold for. We don't know how much persons are paying when they get citizenship here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We don't know where the money is going. We don't know who the money is going to. So the CBI program, as it is in other countries, there is a process, a due diligence process, where investigations would be done, background checks would be done, not only on the individual, but on the individual family. The history, the business history, source of funds and all these things will be done, not by the respective countries, not by one man, not by the Prime Minister or by the Governor General or by a high esteemed lawyer of the respective country. It's by a body, an entire grouping of bodies. That is what is in place now. So how could you equate that to just giving away the passport? It is being said that we're giving away citizenship. It wasn't said by me. So is it okay for us to continue to give away citizenship? Or is it okay that when persons come and they're interested in making an investment, we say to them, yes, we welcome the investment, but along with that, you're going to have to do this. All right? You're going to have to make a contribution of at least $50,000 US to something that has to do with national development. All right? Whether it is funding a school, or a school program, or a community development program, besides your investment. And right now, what is set, the benchmark that is set right now across the OECS region is $200,000 US. You can't go below there. It's there upwards. That, along with you must make a contribution to some kind of capital project beside your investment. So it's not like, for example, Rainforest coming and tons, loads upon loads, years upon years of concessions. Sean, Rainforest came in to strengthen what we have here when it comes to the exportation of fish. Look at what Rainforest is doing now. They're importing fish, brethren, competing, basically going against what they came here initially to do. Where are we? And you gonna sit there and tell me, I mean, no disrespect, brethren, but you gonna sit there and tell me that, well, boy, me not sell me passport because, brethren, what we doing? Let's go play some bills and we come back. When we come back, we go by the IMF.
Have you ever heard about Logs Cash and Carry? Well, let me tell you, Logs Cash and Carry provides you Boom 1069, the sound setter of radio.
Ain't got no money back calling me splurge. Why me jump right off the curb?
New year, different lane.
We gon' spin and kill everybody. And we're telling now. Been it over. Let that
The Sound Revolution now on Boom 1069.
You're watching IKTV, channel 112. It's all about you.
Paddler's Diapers. Paddlers for comfort, care, and cost. Absorbent, long-lasting diapers for babies and adults. I will only give my loved ones the best. Paddlers are available at Lanes and selected distributors. Lanes, the family store for value.
This isn't just a run. With each step begins a new journey. A journey of determination, persistence, and self-discovery. With each step, I embark on a quest to push myself beyond expectations, beyond standards. Each stretch, a reminder of the flexibility of the human spirit. With each step, I am breaking barriers. As I push to the finish, I'm filled with pride. Not just for what I've achieved today, but for the journey that has brought me here. This isn't just a run. It's a testament to the human spirit, and I am here for it. Island Sips. Beyond standards, beyond expectations, beyond water.
Meet Mom. She's not just the wake up at the crack of dawn, make breakfast and pack bags kind of mom. She also gets her fitness game on. Yeah, she's the don't let anyone forget anything kind of mom. At the same time, she's the runs her own business, closing deals kind of mom, who finds time to get down and boogie with the kids after school, remodel the house, bake cake, host dinner, and even play her favorite game at the end of the day kind of mom. So let's celebrate Mom, because to us, she's so much more.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the brave bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia
lighting up SVG on Boom 1069.
Them love weed man, them girls they love weed bad. Them love weed man, you know them love weed bad. Them love weed man, them girls they love weed bad. Them love weed man, you know them love weed bad. Girls love the stoners, girls love the stoners, girls love the smokers, girls love the smokers, girls love the stoners, them love the stoners, girls love the smokers. Girl love the smoke, cause from the time I light the herb, certain woman will want a pull. They love in the medical, stick like 1 or 2 dead dog. I know it's a temptation, she loves she eyes on the 10 bag. I have she full attention, she want off but some are real damn. Them love weed man, them girls they love weed bad. Them love weed man, you know them love weed bad. Them love weed man, them girls they love weed bad. Them love weed man, you know them love weed bad. Girls love the stoners, girls love the stoners, girls love the smokers, girls love the smokers, girls love the stoners, them love the stoners, girls love the smokers, girl love the smoke.
They saying the girls them love weed man. That's what they say. Hey, Lord God, who's that? That song like Jasper. That's Jasper.
Yeah, Jasper.
A nice bounce, so. Yeah. Alex.
Serious, yeah.
Oh, that's the rhythm that I shared yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I didn't get a chance to listen to it. I was actually busy doing homework. So we're going by the IMF. Now, all I am saying, this is not about ULP. This is not about NDP. This is about what is there for the benefit of St. Vincent and the Grenadines in the long run. Like I said, you can decide, you can make the decision, your own decision. You could hold on to the hook. Well, right now, where that is 2 years ago, it was 577 million owing to Taiwan. Not to show where we at present, 2 years later. Back then, it was a hook in the gill. Right now, I am certain it's hook, line, and sinker. You could hold on to that. $3 billion national debt. Debt to GDP ratio 93.6. You could hold on to all them things for eternity. You and your children and your children's children and perhaps even their children. You could hold on to that if you want to, or you could have the listen, pay attention to the reality. Every single thing, everywhere you turn is tax, tax. You go up the road is tax, you go down the road is tax, you go in the middle street is tax, you go into a party, to get into the party is tax, you go in the party, you reach in the party, you're buying drinks is tax, you go and buy food is tax, you go to the supermarket is tax, you try to eat healthy, oh God, it's tax, you go to the doctor is tax. You fed up walking, Father God bless you with a proper job, you want upscale your lifestyle. You say, Father God, I pray that you grant me a vehicle. You go online because that is what is trending now. You try to get a vehicle. You pay about $5,000 for a vehicle. When you reach down here, you have to pay almost $50,000 because of tax. Oh God. How much longer all you want to hold on to that for? How much longer can you take? How much more of this you're going to take? This is not the only way out, but this is one of the ways out. Take for example St. Kitts, small St. Kitts, smaller than us St. Kitts in size, smaller than us St. Kitts in terms of population. Y'all think Syncits need CBI? Syncits don't need CBI program. But they're the oldest. They've been operating 40 years, benefiting millions upon millions of dollars for 40 years. Syncits don't need CBI program. That is not the only thing driving Syncits economy. Syncits got industry. They are manufacturing. They are exporting. They have a booming tourism. When Syncits doing 6 cruise ships, we balling, we crying tears of joy for one. When Syncits doing 6, little Syncits, and we celebrating tears of joy and champagne and all them things when we get one. Oh God, how much longer? Again, there's better. There's a whole lot better. We can do better. Say that to yourself. Look yourself in the mirror. I can do better. We can do better. We need better. There are better options out there. That's all I'm saying. There are better options out there. Now, let's go by the IMF. Manager, I hope you're still listening. Sean, I hope you're still listening. IMF credits CIP CBI for positive economic performance of OECS countries with the program. Local and regional authorities reacting positively. We love to quote from the IMF. So let's quote from the IMF this morning. Regional citizenship by investment CIP countries are welcoming positive statements made by the International Monetary Fund on the impact of the CIP CBI to the socio-economic structure of participating countries. The IMF is remaining consistent in recognizing the program as a significant contributor of revenues, and it lauds the program for assisting in reducing national debt, like $3 billion, for example, as well as its contribution to the country's gross domestic product. Yeah? You want to go further? The liquidity injection to Caribbean economies creates significant societal and sovereign value. Somebody calling. Probably take 2 calls. Good morning.
Morning, man. I want to big up my brother Kensu King, boy. Kensu King does break down anything of them.
Yeah.
Food people could hear. And if I use...
But that's the mission. That should be the mission.
Brother, if I say you know, after Kensu King break it down, you lying to all yourself, and I wouldn't see the gates of heaven. Even though me not believe in heaven, you won't believe in heaven because you tell lie to all yourself and to God. Now, me ask you a question, Fugitive.
Mm-hmm.
How much percentage of Vincentia you think could afford a trip to England, America, Canada?
Not the majority.
Okay.
And most of the times, those who seeking to get a trip to these places is for want of bettering themselves. It's not for no vacation. It's for getting out.
Next question. How much percent of Vincentians you think would benefit from the money acquired from the CBI program?
Man, it would be everybody across the board, directly and indirectly.
So even if St. Vincent make money and everybody eating a food in St. Vincent, and EU happen to put visa restrictions on St. Vincent, it's still a win-win for Vincentians.
But my brother, you see the thing is, of course it is still a win-win. But at the end of the day, the EU only brought down the hammer back then in 2023, just like the US. Remember? I think a couple of weeks ago that I was in here, I even shared it on my Facebook page.
Yes.
When the US, everybody was thinking that it was Trump. It had nothing to do with Trump. It was something that was in operation since Biden. You understand? But the discussion was started already. The discussion was started already, my brother. So these people now coming and sharing information, all information, trying to mislead and misguide people.
Propaganda.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
Issues now them. Fugitive, there is a conversation we having right now in America, Congress having. with the new set of investment thing.
Okay.
Trump plan out. So they asking, how can we vet these people even more than we were vetting them back in the day to prevent certain people from coming here and don't have another 9/11?
Because even in the US, even in the EU, they too had persons who fell through the cracks. So even though you had to come back present day and revoke, what is wrong with that? At least you're in a better place now. You can do better due diligence on persons who might have fallen through. Right? We had Ames. Ames fell through the cracks that we have here.
Ames are one a big perfect example.
And listen,
Ames is a perfect example.
But my brother,
what about man in New York who them alleged who been a sell passport, sexy pastor, whatever they call him.
Where's he now though?
Who been a sell passport? Where I'm to that?
Where's he now though?
Me no pride them. They must give them a big job because whenever them find somebody do illegal work, they might give them big work because me keep me mouth shut. What about the board paper them? Nobody not explain to us the board paper them. Up to
now.
The first step of acquiring a passport is acquiring a birth certificate. Suppose my name depend on a birth certificate and me na bandy. All of a sudden me have intention passport and I become a landholder alien. What big word can you use? Landholder
alien landholder.
You know? But these are intention people. Don't let nobody convince all this thing is not working. And half the people who say them now want to set a super investment because they're gonna put visa restriction. Don't even own an ID card, much less a passport. Where I argue for? Not even an ID card. I get people have to go Western Union and money and pick up money for you because I don't have Western ID card. Because extreme poverty don't preventing all from renewing all your ID card. And this is reality. I have sent money to people before who do things give me fugitive. Cannot afford to renew their ID card. Have to send other body to pick them up, give them. But yet some of them are talking about set a super investment going to put visa.
But my brother, the reality is sometimes just send money for people and they can't even get money to catch a van for go down for pick up the money that you send for them.
Okay then, but
that's the reality.
Go up. I wanna touch something real quick before I leave.
Real quick.
Today is Friday.
Yeah, real quick.
If people them pandi new hospital. Somebody reach out to me. A guy reach out to me and tell me the outsiders, the Taiwanese and the Venezuelan allowance is 3 times the amount of salary that the Vincentian them getting. When they go and complain, them telling them they're not supposed to talk about salaries, they go fire them.
No, okay.
Department of Labor come and ask them to show them the pay slip so they could compare and contrast, and they refusing to give Department of Labor that. And that's why but people them afraid to talk because they get to the liquor work now.
But that is where we are. You remember just the other day in Dominica, right? When the truckers realized that, well, with the same airport that is being constructed there, finishing up, right? When the truckers realized that the foreigners were getting, well, not the truckers, the workers, the construction workers realized that the foreigners that came in to do the work there were getting better salaries than them. What do you think happened? They protested. They stood up and they decided, no, that can't happen. Foreigners are not. We want the same money. The unions got involved and stood up on behalf of the workers. You ain't going to get that in St. Vincent, you crazy? Why?
Well,
because the same unions who supposed to stand up with the people are the same unions who are in bed with the government. Madness.
Okay then, because look at Adrian King Kensu King, the teacher girl who went and collect she union and them know them. So, but there's another topic for Monday. Right. I don't want to change the topic, so I put that out there, man.
Okay then. Alright then, good. Now I know many of you. No, I wasn't finished with the IMF. So I was saying the liquidity injection to Caribbean economies creates significant societal and sovereign value. It helps to diversify the economies of those regions. It creates sustainable employment. And eases the fiscal and monetary challenges that are faced by sovereign governments the world over. This is the IMF. This is not me. This is not Friday. This is the IMF. The same IMF that we always quoting from. This is the IMF. Good morning.
Shuji, good morning.
Morning, welcome.
How are you, my brother? This is Fitz Bambi.
Not bad. Oh, Fitz. Man, I like it when guys like you touch base, my brother. Welcome.
Man, yes, man. I kind of just joined the program. But I couldn't resist calling in on this whole issue of the CBI program.
I'm happy that I was able to tease the taste, but Fitz, just hold the line. Just hold the line for a second. We need to cross over at the top. Just hold the line.
No problem.
Let's cross over at the top and then we come right back. All right, hold the line.
No problem.
OMG on a Friday morning, the Fugitive and DJ Shady on the inside. Keep it locked inside. We'll be back inside the final one after this.
SVG starts with OMG in the morning on the trending station. Putting the airwaves on red alert. Boom Blast Friday on 106.9.
Okay, good. We there? Fitz, you there?
Yeah, man, I'm here.
All right, then. Welcome again. Talk to me. Take it away.
Yeah, well, there's so many things to say about the CBI program, but there, in my view, there are much deeper implications than what some people pretend to think that they know.
Mm-hmm.
The bottom line is, Fuji, the question that Vincentians must ask is why is the CBI program such a hot topic now? You remember last election when the New Democratic Party touted the idea of promoting a CBI program to help our people. Ralph came and he rubbished it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're selling passports and we're selling citizenship and all this sort of stuff. The bottom line is, in small developing countries such as ours, which have been vulnerable for years, since the days of colonialism, our people's standard of living right now leaves a lot to be desired, and we have to find ways to help to improve the standard of living of our people.
Of course.
What the New Democratic Party is saying is that the Citizenship by Investment program is one of the ways. Listen to me carefully.
Well, I was just going to tell you, repeat that part. One of the ways.
That's right. It's one of the initiatives that we can explore and implement and use to help our people. Don't believe this nonsense that people spouting about. Oh, that is all the New Democratic Party. That is the panacea for the problems. Everything is CBI. That is not the case. We have been expounding and talking and explaining about our plans for developing our country and for improving the standard of living of our people. We have talked about the 4 pillars. We have talked about improving agriculture to the extent where people can earn a decent living. Fuji, do you know, over the last 2 administrations, when the New Democratic Party was in government, between 1984 and 2000, agricultural output and livestock increased by an average of 3% per year. You hear what I'm telling you?
I'm hearing you. I'm listening. I'm right here.
Since Ralph and the ULP came into government in 2001, between 2001 and now, agricultural output and livestock has declined by an average of minus 1.5% a year. They have literally killed agriculture. Tourism is not working for us because what we have developed, the infrastructure that we have developed for tourism, should be giving us a lot better returns than what we're getting right now. What is the average spending of a tourist when they come to St. Vincent and the Grenadines? How much do they spend on average? That is the kind of information that they need to tell us. St. Vincent and the Grenadines is marine resources, the sea, and the fishing resources that we have. It's 10 times more than what we have in our land resources. St. Vincent and the Grenadines, our land space is about 340 square kilometers, right? Our sea space, Fuji, our sea space is over 34,000 square kilometers, and yet we importing fish into St. Vincent.
We importing fish, brethren.
You understand? So when the New Democratic Party talks about developing all of those sectors and building those 4 pillars to help improve the lives of our people, that is what we're about. The CBI program is just but one additional initiative to help our people and to help our country. Look, our debt right now, the debt in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the amount of money that we owe, is close to $3 billion. Mm-hmm. Within the last 5 years, I have been a parliamentarian since 2020. And since I have been an elected parliamentarian, our debt has increased within the last 5 years by almost $1 billion. We borrowed $600 and something million to build the port. We borrow another almost $300 and something million to build the hospital. Those two projects alone have increased our debt by almost $1 billion. How are we going to repay it? When people are asking the New Democratic Party about the plan, ask Ralph about the ULP's plan to reduce our debt and to ease up and to take the foot off and out of the neck of Vincentian. That is the question that they need to ask. And I listened to him talk about the CBI program being impractical and unsustainable and reckless. You know what is unsustainable? What is unsustainable is when you continue to borrow money and come and brag about it and say that is a hook in the throat of Vincentian, in the gill of Vincentian. That is unsustainable. How are we going to pay back the debt, Fuji? That is the question. The CBI program will help us to avoid having to borrow as much as Ralph and them been borrowing. Hear what I'm telling you? And when you talk about reckless, what is reckless is when you come in and telling us that you're going to borrow you're planning to borrow another $93 million just in case. That we say, no? Just in case. Just in case of
just
what?
in case what?
Anybody just borrow money and put it in the pocket and wait till something happens.
For what days, yeah? For what days?
Yeah, but if you have a CBI program, you have money that is not going to cost you anything.
No,
Fitz. It's not going to cost you anything.
Fitz, I know you've mentioned it. You just shared it. But I want to ask it in a different way because some people only understand when things are said in a particular way. Right?
Yes.
Now, there are those with the mindset, no, everything is not set in stone. So there are those with the concerns that, well, boy, the what ifs. What if, well, you mentioned that the CBI is not the only option for taking St. Vincent and the Grenadines out of the mess that we're in. No, the what if here is, which is a genuine concern that people will have. Now, like I said, you shared it already, but just for the sake of reinforcing, what if the CBI program doesn't work? Talk to me. What other options do we have?
First of all, the record shows in all of the CBI programs in our neighboring countries, those CBI programs have not only worked, but they have been very successful. So we have no reason to believe that when it is implemented in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, that it would be any different. But your question is a legitimate one, and we are saying that in addition to finding creative and less costly ways of developing our economy, such as the CBI, we have already expounded and explained the fact that we are going to develop and grow our economy and improve the standard of living of our people, focusing on the 4 pillars of the economy: agriculture. For example, why isn't St. Vincent and the Grenadines involved in more value-added agriculture? You remember back in the days, well, you might be too young. You might be too young, Fuji, but your mommy might be able to tell you. Back in the days, when we had agro-lab, for example, when you hear mango season and all those things, jellies, jams, pepper sauce, all those things we used to develop and export. What happened to that? What happened to that? We're talking about the business community in St. Vincent and the Grenadines is suffering. Ask Camelo, the Minister of Finance, to tell us how many businesses have closed down since he became Minister of Finance in 2020.
Would you be able to say off the top of your head?
I am quite sure it's close to 1,000. I don't have the exact figure, but from my investigation and my research, it's close to 1,000 businesses.
That would include small and micro businesses.
Yes.
Not only the large ones.
Micro, medium, and small businesses, and they established a program called Prime. It's a program that I've always commended them.
That quite a number of us benefited from as Vincentians.
Right.
I had to give them the plug.
Let me explain this, Fuji. It's a program that I have always said is a brilliant idea.
Yes.
But they have not capitalized and maximized on the potential of Prime. We in the NDP will make sure that Prime works. We're not stupid to say, everything that Ralph and them try, we're going to throw it out. Not like what he did when he came into office. Everything the NDP established, Ralph pretty much made extra efforts to kill them. We are not like that. We will utilize what is available to us and what we think is going to work in the interest of our people. And let me come back. Let me double back quickly on the CBI program.
Okay.
Look, we in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, as in every small island development state, we have had our challenges historically. Starting with slavery, colonialism, when we had 9/11, they forced me to go and do over with passport and spend a whole set of money to improve our security systems. So there are always going to be challenges which emerge. This idea about if we implement that CBI program, they're going to take away our visa-free access. So
but you see, but the reality is we don't have visa-free access to some of these same countries that we're frightening people about.
Exactly,
we don't have a CBI program in place now, but we still don't have visa-free access to the US. We still don't have visa-free access to Canada, for example. And sooner rather than later, it might be the UK. We don't have a CBI program. Some of these same countries with CBI programs, they have visa-free access to these same regions.
Thank you. And that is the misleading to me. Let me ask you this, Fuji. I know you gotta go, but listen. Before the Unity Labour Party came into office in 2001, we had visa-free access to Canada. After they came into office by 2013, that visa-free access privilege was taken away under the Unity Labour Party, and we don't have a CBI program. So tell me, why was the visa-free access taken away? Why? My thing is, let me just finally say this. I would much prefer to have, and I said it before and I'm going to say it again, and they come and say, well, if you lose visa-free access to the European Union, that would make the CBI program less attractive, because one of the reasons why investors want to benefit from our citizenship is so that they would be able to travel to these places. But that is not the only reason. That is not the only reason why investors want to invest in a country and benefit from their citizenship. There are many other reasons, and I am saying I would much prefer for St. Vincent and the Grenadines to get $200 million a year from 10 investors, and we have to get visa to go to England.
All right, everybody. All right, then. Okay, good. 12 minutes after 8 o'clock, we got some commercials coming up, and I think I just saw Travis asking the same question, and I am happy that he asked it, because that is exactly where I was going next. The risk that are involved, and what is there to mitigate those risks. Remember, as it is right now, the CBI program is not just about Grenada fighting for themselves, or St. Kitts fighting for themselves, or Antigua and Barbuda, or St. Lucia. Right now is a joint approach going forward. I'll share with you what the ECCB and the East Caribbean Currency Union, what they have in place to ensure that we are not plagued by some of these risks that may be involved. Let me press this one. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, Fuji.
Morning, my brother. Welcome.
Yes, good morning. Good morning, Shady.
Shady
Happy
stepped out
Friday
for a
to
little bit.
everybody.
Welcome.
Listen, may I engage you for a minute, Fuji? You are the head of a household, right?
Right.
Do you think it's sustainable that 93 cents of every dollar that you earn goes to servicing a debt that you continue to collect? Maybe it's month after month or year after year.
It cannot be.
Let's say, for example, you earn $1,000 a month, right? Do you think it's sustainable that $930 out of that $1,000 go towards servicing your debt?
And $70 is left to pay for everything else.
Exactly.
So gas alone to fill the tank one day is about $150.
Exactly.
So what are we doing?
And the point
Go ahead.
The point I'm making is if you think, and you're just one of many, that this is unsustainable, why in God's beautiful, magnificent name would you hire a group of individuals to manage the affairs of a country where you have to depend on them for providing proper health care, proper roads, bridges, schools, all of these different services. And they're doing exactly what you think in your own household is antithetical to your development. Why in God's name would you continue to hire these people?
Your guess is as good as mine, my brother. I just don't get it.
And people who have the audacity to say, when you question their borrowing styles, including, for example, before I say that, they created a fiscal responsibility mechanism, and that fiscal responsibility mechanism has always consistently questioned the borrowing of this government, the spending habits of this government. Their own fiscal responsibility mechanism, But let me say what I was just about to say. We are at an inflection point right now. We have a debt of $3 billion. And for some of them, including myself, I think we may, when the government changes, we may find ourselves in a position that Mia Mottley found herself when she was just elected. That the reported national debt was, in fact, twice what it is.
My brother, ban your belly.
Get these drunken sailors spending guys out of office forthwith. That's all we gotta do.
Remember now, we can only go by what they're telling us.
Yep.
We can only go with what they're telling us.
And they have the hubris, Fuji, to tell us.
All right.
This is every time they borrow is another hook in our gills.
Brother, right now, like I tell all, it's hook, line, and sinker right now. Hook, line, and sinker. You might want to throw in the bait and all inside there.
Exactly.
Throw in the bait, the whole boat,
Yep.
My brother. Yep. All right then.
Thank you, my brother. Have a great.
Thank you. How do we mitigate those risks? Is what Travis is asking. Let me go to, I actually had it pulled up already, so I'm gonna share it. Now, like I said, is a joint effort going forward. Pay attention closely. Since the EU raised the concerns 2 years ago, since the US started inquiring, raising similar concerns 2 years ago, these guys have not been sleeping. CBI countries across the OECS, they have not been sleeping. Like I told you all, since before CELAC came to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, there was a CELAC summit where the same CBI OECS countries met in Brussels in the same year before. A few months before they came to St. Vincent, they met there at a summit. And they met with the EU and they discussed and they agreed on certain conditions. Present day, we have things in place. So you don't hear Grenada speaking on behalf of Grenada. Dominica is a unified approach right now. It's a joint approach. What is in place to mitigate the risk, especially financially? The Organization of Eastern Caribbean States. Hold on the call. Let me just get this out. The Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, OECS, is working towards a regional. Now, this is from 2024. This bit of information is from 2024. I'll share a little bit what is in place 2025, but let me just share this bit. It's working towards a regional regulator for the citizenship by investment programs, including due diligence measures. This initiative aims to enhance, transparency, accountability, and integrity of CBI programs and the respective countries, set common standards, regulate and supervise them, and facilitate information sharing with regional and international stakeholders. A key aspect of the initiative is the development of a robust due diligence process to assess applicants and ensure the integrity of the programs and the respective applicants. Let's bring it further. 2025 February. The Interim Regulatory Commission, IRC, selected legal drafting consultant, I think her name, Lydia Elliott, to draft uniform legislation that would enable the establishment of a regional regulator for the Citizenship by Investment Programs, or CIP-CBI, in the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union. The East Caribbean Central Bank is leading the establishment of a regional regulator for the CBI programs. This regulator will be responsible for setting standards, supervising compliance, and investigating complaints. The initiative includes a commitment to enhance due diligence process for all, not just Grenada or Dominica or St. Kitts, for all CBI or CIP applicants. This include coordinated application denials and mandatory interviews. So it's not a situation where there are persons who would apply and one man sits in his office and decides whether or not you should get it or you shouldn't get it based on the level of your investment. That is not the case. That is not the case. The international bodies that are involved in the due diligence process includes the FBI, the CIA, the DEA, Interpol, among others. Now, I know there are cares, there are concerns, there are questions, a whole lot of questions. At the end of the day, like I said, the decision is yours. The information is there. Do not be misguided. Do not be misled by the propaganda. There are information out there. There's information out there for those who are in support of it and for those who are against it. You could do your own research, get your own findings, do your own analysis, scrutinize if you have to, and come to your own conclusion. At the end of the day, you decide. Now, there are some who are talking about, oh, me nah sell passport and me nah give away my citizenship for $200 million a year, and I'm going to get to that. Now, there is a document that was shared that came, most of the journalists here shared it via the same video with Gaston recently. But there's a bit of information that was missed by most of these journalists. We'll go inside on that when we come back. Keep it locked inside OMG on a Friday morning.
St. Vincent, it's 2025. After Easter done, it's Carnival. So we are started on Saturday, May 10th. We're all heading to the E.T. Joshua Tarmac for the launch of Vincimas 2025. The most epic festival in the Caribbean with the best in band.
Boom 1069, the sound setter of radio.
Ain't got no money back calling me splurge. Watch me jump right off the curb.
New year, different lane.
We gon' spin and kill everybody. And we're telling now. Spin it over. Let that breathe. Shake that.
Boom 1069.
Hands on your knees.
Unleash the sound revolution now on Boom 1069.
You're watching IKTV, channel 112. It's all about you.
Paddler's Diapers. Paddlers for comfort, care, and cost. Absorbent, long-lasting diapers for babies and adults. I will only give my loved ones the best. Paddlers are available at Lanes and selected distributors. Lanes, the family store for value.
This isn't just a run. With each step begins a new journey. A journey of determination, persistence, and self-discovery. With each step, I am back on a quest to push myself beyond expectations, beyond standards. Each stretch, a reminder of the flexibility of the human spirit. With each step, I am breaking barriers. As I push to the finish, I'm filled with pride. Not just for what I've achieved today, but for the journey that has brought me here. This isn't just a run. It's a testament to the human spirit, and I am here for it. Island Sips, beyond standards, beyond expectations, beyond water.
Meet Mom. She's not just the wake up at the crack of dawn, make breakfast and pack bags kind of mom. She also gets her fitness game on. Yeah, she's the don't let anyone forget anything kind of mom. At the same time, she's the runs her own business, closing deals kind of mom, who finds time to get down and boogie with the kids after school, remodel the house, bake cake, host dinner, and even play her favorite game at the end of the day kind of mom. So let's celebrate Mom, because to us, she's so much more.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. "85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
You're watching IKTV, channel 112. It's all about you.
Can you not have an orgasm for that?
Shop with confidence at Quartz. Get the lowest prices guaranteed. Get appliances, furniture, electronics, and so much more. If you find a lower price on any other products elsewhere, we'll match the price. Plus, we'll give you back 110% of the difference. Shop with confidence only at Quartz. Bringing value home. Special conditions apply.
Let's go!
Boom 1069, the sound setter of radio.
Young got no one that back calling me splurge. Watch me jump right off the curb.
New year, different lane.
We gon' spin and kill everybody. And we're telling all. Bend that over, let that breathe. Shake that.
Boom 1069.
Hands on your knees.
Unleash the sound revolution now on Boom 1069.
You're watching IKTV, channel 112.
Till 3 p.m. and Sundays until 1 p.m. Call us today at 570-7249 and follow us on Instagram at Roy's Pharmacy SVG. Visit us today for a healthier tomorrow. Roy's Pharmacy, the future of pharmaceutical care.
OMG in the morning.
Walk out. I want you to walk out. Walk out. I want you to walk out. Cause I ain't holding your hand. They didn't want me about you. I didn't believe them. They tell me that there was problems, but I just didn't see them. Your flags was right there in front of my eye red, but I was still not blind. But the way that you slip and you slide inside of my life, I want you to go, go, pack up your things and go, 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 move from in front my door, go, go, pack up your things and go. The way that you slip and slide inside my life, take my advice and start to walk on my life. Your little dirtiness, your little nastiness, your little freak. I want you to walk out my life. Your little dirtiness.
Vincy Mas, the official launch tomorrow. E.T. Joshua Tarmac. Remember later on this afternoon from around 4 o'clock, taking to the streets of Kingston.
I want you to walk.
With a grand culmination on Heritage Square. Get yourselves ready to be part of the activities, alright?
I want you to walk out. When we started dating, girl, you was the sweetest thing. You cook, you clean, you wash. You had me deep in my feelings. But I guess all this was a show. I would do anything for you. Now you give me every single reason why I shouldn't love you. I want you to go, go, pack up your things and go, 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 move from in front my door, go, go, pack up your things and go. The way that you slip and slide inside my life, take my advice and start to walk out my life. Your little dirtiness, your little nastiness, your little freak. I want you to walk out my life. Your little dirtiness, your little nastiness.
Let's go. I like this. I like this. And we're getting ready to wrap it up because we got some vibes. We're going to play some vibes. Put you in the mood for the launch. At least about 15 minutes of that. We're going to wrap up. We're going to wrap up. I'm going to leave you with this one. This is for your homework. Right? I'm not sure when I'll be back up inside here. God's will being would be inside on Monday. I had a couple of days to blaze with you and I enjoyed it and I'm hoping that you did the same. Alright? Now I'm gonna leave you with this. That's for me? Aww. Hey, we got a lot of love. We got a lot of love. Listen, I've been getting the calls, I've been getting the messages and I appreciate it all. Alright, remember the mission here is to put it out there for you. You make your own decision. You're your own big man. You're your own big woman. You are of age to make your own decision. I just putting it out there. We've had enough of the propaganda. We've had enough of the mistruths and the lies. And the misguiding. And the misleading. We've had enough of that. You could take that information and do what you want with it. Or you could take the information that I shared here this morning and do what you want with it. I have one more bit that I want to share with you and leave you with a little bit of work for your homework. Good morning.
Morning, Fuji. Fuji Spencer again.
Morning.
Boy, I train all morning, boy. I train all morning.
It was tight, my brother. It was tight. Tight like the economy right now.
Very, very good program. You just do your research and you just do a fantastic job. I gotta give you that comment.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Very good job.
Thank you.
Listen, I promised the people I was gonna read them a summary of the 2007 to 2010 special audit report on the Ministry of Health, right, with the Cuban Initiative Health Program. We ain't got the time today, but
Right.
hopefully Monday I'll read it for them.
Okay.
Because it's a 70-page document. You understand? 17 pages, but I just highlighted the most important things like I tell people.
Fair enough.
Right? And what the conclusion was. You know, the conclusion of the report. So, you know, guys, just hang in there. At some point, I will get to read it for all you. And all you make all your own decisions.
Right.
I
Listen,
just need
I
all
like
you to
I like the way you put that. I like the way you put that. You put the information out there and you leave it to them to make their own decision.
Exactly.
That is it.
Exactly. I ain't telling you must. And you know, that is how I operate in a food. I give people the information. It's out there, but I like what you just do. You do your research.
You have to.
That's what I always tell people to do.
You have to, my brother.
Do your research,
You
guys.
have to.
Like you know what I gotta do? You know what I gotta do, Fuji?
What's that?
I got lobby Boom to bring you on full time, boy.
Well, boy, I appreciate the vote of confidence. I appreciate it. Do what you gotta do.
Either that, if I buy me on radio station, I'm making sure that you are my
Call me.
And my salary list, I will call you for sure.
Thank you very much, my brother. All right.
All right, buddy. Take it easy.
Take it easy.
To the report at some point. All right.
All right. Bless up. Thanks. Now, I want to share this with you. All right. Now, it's gonna require a little bit of multitasking because I'm gonna play it. You'll use your ear and you listen to it, and you use your eyes and you try and capture what is running across the screen. All right. Now, it's a bit of information that came out with that same video that was shared by the Bob report from last Sunday, that was making its rounds here on social media. Well, social media, but via the newspapers, the online newspapers, it made some rounds here, and it was definitely the talk for discussion for quite some time. However, there's some information that came out in it that was missed by a number of the media houses or the newspaper outlets who shared from it. Here goes. Let me punch that in, push that up there, and let me play this one.
And I would say to here, Ralph, I am aware that within St. Vincent and Grenadines, from time to time, you give people who make economic contributions, and we're talking about foreigners who make significant economic contributions, you give them citizenship. So, whereas in Antigua and Barbuda, we don't have that type of leverage within our constitution to make those people citizens, the CIP, on the other hand, gives us the opportunity to give people who make significant economic contributions via our CIP program citizenship. So it's no different from what you're doing. And I will never pass my place to go and accuse you of corruptly giving passports to the people who you have given passports to. It will be out of order, and it certainly would not be supporting camaraderie and comity among two prime ministers within the region.
Why is it sticking though? That's the internet. Jeez. Hope you got the gist of it though. The internet dropped out there for a little bit. Okay. Now, those are strong claims that are being made against our Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines by the Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda. Right? That our Prime Minister, he says that he knows for a fact that our Prime Minister gives citizenship to foreigners, non-Vincentians, based on their investment. Not too sure if it is mere coincidence or if it was strategically done, but following that statement, if you paid attention to the screens, you saw a list of names that came up there. Some of them we are familiar with. Right? There is the Brian Adams. See if you can zoom in on that. There is the Brian Adams, Canadian Grammy Award winning. Everything I do it for you. Some with the key off. Well, you get the gist. That Brian Adams. Not only that, it says there that his girlfriend applied for citizenship as well on the grounds that she is with Brian Adams. So she too applied for citizenship here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, according to what Gaston shared there. Now, they ain't say whether or not it was granted. But if you scroll down a little bit more, you see the name. Now, this is where the homework coming. Jeremy Trone, Peter de Patron, and there is Mr. Marine, Cameron Mosaine. These three names in particular. Everybody know Brian Adams. And we know, well, for those of you who don't know, that was what, 2014, I think, off the top of my head. But that was public, that was made public. So the Brian Adams one is not no hidden secret. That came out, right, because of works that he did in, I think, in terms of the environment and some works that he did in that regard. You know, he applied and no girls there. Like I said, I don't know what the arrangement was. I can't speak to that. We don't know. We don't know what the arrangement was. We don't know if monies were paid or not. We don't know. We didn't get that information. That is not how the CBI operates. It could have been Brian Adams. It could have been Michael Jackson. Attempted to put Vibes Cartel inside there, but let me just not include that one. We don't know. Via the CBI, there is a process that all these names, we ain't care who. Via the CBI, there is a process, a standardized process that is being regulated, not by any specific country, that is being scrutinized, not by the respective country, but by a body, an entire body, that will do their own investigation to find out whether or not is Michael Jackson, or Luther Vandross, or Lucky Dube, or Bob Marley. It ain't matter. The homework is go and look up these. Now, I know I did my own research, but I ain't doing all the work. It's weekend. Don't use the weekend to go partying. Find out these names. The names are there. Jeremy Trone. Big ups to him and thanks to him for all the works that he did following Hurricane Beryl. There's Peter de Patron. That one is the most interesting one for me out of all. That one in particular. But you do your own research. And Cameron Mosaine, again, thanks to him as well for all that he's done and the works that he continues to do in Myro. Nice project that he has in the making on the beautiful island of Myro and by extension the Tobago Keys. Why or what exactly is Gaston trying to insinuate by the statement that he made, by the accusations that he made, where he claims he knows? What exactly is he saying? What is he trying to imply? Following that statement and listing these names, find out who they are, do your own research. I ain't leading you into anything. You think when you find out who they are and what they represent, now according to Gaston, these individuals also received citizenship based on some level of investment here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. That is according to Gaston. These are the bold accusations that he's making against our Prime Minister here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Probably not even in any sinister way. But he is claiming that these individuals, for whatever reason, based on whatever level of investment, are claiming citizenship here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I say that to say this. In cases like these, we will know. Because there's a process that all these persons, millionaire, billionaire, yes or no, oil mogul, yes or no, contributing to whatever Conservative Party in the UK, yes or no, internet sensation, yes or social media sensation, yes or no, all these persons would have to go through a due diligence process. Not based here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines or in Grenada or Dominica or St. Kitts, but something that is standardized across the Caribbean. For those of you who are concerned about the risk involved and transparency and accountability. Good morning.
Good morning, Brother Fuji. I just want to bring something to your attention quickly. While we are discussing this matter, try and understand every project, Petrocarib, can be corrupt. It can be corrupt. It has nothing to do with the project corrupt or the people doing the project. So it can be right. It can be corrupt. So there are genuine concerns from the Americans, but what the CBI people in the Caribbean has done is to put systems in place, not just for people to monitor it internally, local people, so that they don't have, because you could have corruption within Dominica, St. Kitts, where you could have somebody trying to butter themselves, and that is why it is important that in these projects you have transparency outside of the very country itself. And but I could tell you from what I've seen, they have done everything. But what has happened to us when you had some Iranians, literally in different, even the very St. Kitts and St. Vincent, because passport can be given outside of just CBI. And I am saying that Mr. St. Vincent name call up. We had a situation with William White. We had a situation with Dave Ames. And when Mr. Yusuf won Mr. Gonsalve, look what happened in jail. And I'm only saying, hey, I am confident that the CBI, taken into consideration that we could have flip-throughs. They have done everything in their position to make sure that we have transparency. But it also goes to other areas of government.
All right.
God bless you. Have a safe weekend.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, my brother. We're going to end it there. We're going to leave you with some vibes this morning. All right? Now, like I said, and like one of the callers said, we will bring the information, we put the information out there, and you do whatever you want to do with the information. You could use it as defense, you could use it as argument. That's your choice. At the end of the day, the final decision is yours. You wanna drag you and your children and your children into the future with a debt of $3 billion, a hook in your gill of $577 million, being taxed left, right, and center for every single thing that you can think about. You're being taxed for heavily, and I ain't showing no sign of ending soon. You could make that decision, or you can go for something that offers something that comes with transparency, accountability, security, due diligence, and all those fine things that persons are usually worried about when it comes to doing business with foreign investors. Some of these same things that we have neglected in the past. You can opt for something that offers the peace of mind, that eases the burden off of your pocket every end of the month, that eases the stress of going into the future, knowing that, well, boy, you're being burdened by this, something that you didn't even contribute to, something that you didn't even benefit from. But for whatever reason, it's your responsibility to ensure that it's being taken care of. You and your children and your grandchildren and their children. You can choose. The decision is yours. At the end of the day. Jimmy. One final one. And then did we miss it? Or I pressed the wrong button? I probably pressed the wrong button. Let me put that there. Try it over. Alright, so it didn't come over. Alright. So we're gonna end it there. Jimmy says, Future, you hear anybody complaining about time? Like you have somewhere to go. Listen, Vincy Mas, the official launch tomorrow. Every Tutman Bagay. We're going to eat Joshua on the time. It's gonna be a vibe. Get yourselves ready. Okay, let me see. One final one. One final one. Where is it? This one. Good morning, caller. You have about a minute. Hello.
Good morning. Good morning.
Oh, morning. Hey, sister, and morning.
Have to say moms.
Morning.
You missed the recording of Gaston saying Ralph benefits. Sorry you didn't get that one in, but hoping to hear from you soon. Tell Bing to go away again next week. Bing asks for extension next week.
Bing, wishing Bing a speedy recovery. He didn't travel. He's right there, but he's not well.
Oh, he's not well, but no. Bing, take extended sick leave. Go back by Dr. Bing. Go back by that. All right. Have a wonderful weekend and an enjoyable lunch.
Same to you. Thank you. Take care. All right then. Oh man, big up Bing, and like I said, Bing, by the grace of God, will be back in on Monday. So, yeah, 1 or 2 tracks before we go. A little vibe. Remember later on from around 4 o'clock, Uptown King song. We come around town, we jump around for a little bit. We get familiar with the culture, with the history, with the vibe, with the carnival. The official launch, Vincy Mas, tomorrow from 6 o'clock as the pre-show. And then from 8 o'clock, it's going to be vibe. We move things into stage. E.T. Joshua Tarmac admission, absolutely free.
Putting the airwaves on Red Alert. Boom Blast Friday on 106.9.
I said the party start. We not going home because the party start. I said the party start. It's carnival in the road. Get up and here we go. Biggest one in the show. Everybody don't mess with my team. The party shell down. Lord, don't mess with my team. What we drinking? Girl, we whining on. She could have slim or fatter. Doesn't really matter. All the meat in the lobster tail. Bend over, slap that bumper. Wind up TikTok now. You know your body proper. It's from we touch the party start. Mash up the place. That's what we do. Drink all the rum. That's what we do. Watch the girl them whining. I'm whining too. Flags up the two. Flags up the two. Me and the two.
I say me head back and I still getting on. Say me head back. I need to stop me head back. Let go me top. Me head back and I still getting on. When I bust this hill, tell me to ease up. Cause it's me, myself and I, we just make the thing turn up. And I styling with it, that mean me 2 hands them have cups. And the rule is simple, if you mix too much you throw up. When it come to hold about today, hold it properly, hold it good, don't make it drop. If it drop, it get a slap. Alright, hold about today, hold it properly, hold it good, don't make it drop. If it drop, it get a slap. When it come to set, y'all me no laugh, you know. And when it come to walk, y'all me no laugh, you know. When it come to bend, y'all me no laugh. Walk, y'all me no laugh. Walk, y'all me no laugh, you know. This situation serious, no cap. When you're winding up and you're pushing on me, so back. When you're looking back and you're looking at me, oh gosh. Watch that girl waving up, she's tsunami. Big back, so fat, oh god. You born with all of that. How you managing with all of that? How would I spread the team? You're bad.
Remember, bring vibe, bring energy. It's Joshua Tarmac tomorrow. The official launch, Vincy Mas.
Big head, I looking a quick head. I winding on top this girl up in there like a sick head. She winding up on it quick head. She bending 90 pin. She tell me after the cruising, but it doesn't spend the team. Serious, so when you're winding up and you're pushing on me. So when you're looking at spend the team. Oh gosh, watch that girl winding up, she's tsunami. Big back, so fat, we head up in the ring. When I reach down to my friends inside the party like a big pen, let me say, where the fuck? Where the fuck I see in there? Where the fuck? Show me, let me chop up in there. Where the fuck? Where the fuck I see in there? Where the fuck? Now everybody, and chop up in it. Chop up in it. Chop up in it. Show me, let me chop up in it. Chop up in it. Chop up in it. Chop up in it. Tell me.
Come on, focus. I talk about when the man get wet with us calling mug. We do it like job. We love to get dirty your pocket. Any man we rolling, every gal is bound to get in. Cause we head bad, we still live, we head bad. Drop it, then behavior from the entrance until when we reach.
When I reach down to my friends inside the party like a big pen, let me say,
where the fuck? Where the fuck I see him? Where the fuck? Show me the we jump up in it. Where the fuck? Where the fuck I see him there? Where the fuck? Listen to now
Filthy people fed up with selfish. Remember you can't see wheel. Honest wheel. Robbers. Captain. Set the sail. Set the sail.
Shady, you get Will? You get Will? Listen, Will will go down real nice. With that bunch of plantain that I collected yesterday. I get plantain. I want a piece of whale to go with the plantain, please and thanks. My friends down in Beckway, what's good?
Filthy people fed up with selfish. Remember you can't see wheel. Honest wheel. Robbers. Captain. Set the sail. Set the sail. Captain. Set the sail. Well pussy. Well pussy. Well pussy. We got him done. We got him done. We got him back wet. We got him on one. Me get. Well pussy. Well pussy. Well pussy. Well we got him done. We got him done. We got him back wet. We got union. Me get it. Well pussy. Well pussy. Yeah pussy. Problem.
One of those early anthems of Vincy Mas. Big up those of you in the respective countries getting ready for the watch parties. All part of the launch tomorrow. Get yourselves ready.
Hello, how you doing? Hello.
Putting the airwaves on Red Alert. Boom Blast Friday on 106.9.
Problem. Jump up with the hands up. They think I'm going mad, but a happy carnival jump back. We can't in me jump up. Anywhere we touch my shop, no bad like me. Problem is a problem. Like again. Hey, hello, how you doing? Hello, hope everything okay. What's going on? What you been up to? I
Boy, this song, jeez. Hey, big up to all those of you. This is what we're gonna shut it down for today. DJ Shady, the fugitive, we're signing out. Happy Carnival. It officially starts from today. The official launch tomorrow. Be part of the activities. Going out and support, show some love. Represent. Nice. Later on today, from around 4ish, we go around Kingstown with the parade. Be part of the parade. Alright, and then tomorrow from 6. Well, I think from 10 o'clock there's a truck that's gonna be coming from Barley, heading upwards to Stubbs and come back down the road. Check out the jump up on the tarmac. Whole lot of vibe, whole lot of energy. Listen, you need to be there tomorrow, the official launch of Vincimas at the E.T. Joshua Tarmac from 6. Peace out, love, enjoy the weekend. Be safe, be responsible. Until we meet again. Boom 106.9 OMG in the morning.
This year I'm moving like a carnival drummer. I'm getting on board, put my hands up there. I'm drinking around, so I must spread. It's me and my friend that bang me outside hold there. Oh yeah, like a carnival drummer. I'm getting on board, put my hands up there. I'm drinking around, so I must spread. It's me and my friend that bang me on the road hold there. Give me room, let me jump on the man. Like a carnival drummer, get on board.